Hello everyone, you're welcome to the second week of the Quicksol Diaries. I'm going to be talking about, some of the things that has happened in the last 1 week, some of the things that I have also learned in the last 1 week, and I think I have 5 different things written down here, and let's just get right into it. You're welcome to the Quicksol Diaries. This is a series where I share my journey of building a marketing empire from scratch. If you are yet to subscribe, please do so, and also remember to click the notification bell so you can get notified the next time I drop a video. I'll see you on the inside. Cheers. Now, as at the point when I was recording last week, I did not have a name for this yet, but then while I was editing, I just said, okay, let's come up with a name, and the Quicksol Diaries came in. I really do hope that you guys think it is a name that is worthy enough. Of course, if you don't think so, we can always come up with a better name together, but for now, I think we are just going to be sticking with the Quicksol Diaries until you guys decide otherwise. So thank you very much once again for the views and the feedback that I got after the last video, which also is motivating me. Especially there are some specific individuals that I knew that it is possible that these guys will not even greet me anymore if I don't do this, because I was even telling someone that, okay, the second week I don't know what to say yet, but then it is still going to be unscripted, just as we had last week. Look at it here. I still just have a number of things that I have written down here that we are going to be developing points, talking about some of these things together, and I will ensure that it does not really exceed the time that we spent last week, just to keep it extremely valuable and short as well, and engaging as much as I can be, because I'm not an entertainer. So let's just get right into it. I'm just going to be talking about some of the things that has happened in the last 1 week, some of the things that I have also learned in the last 1 week, and I think I have 5 different things written down here, and let's just get right into it. So I'm not going to be taking too much of your time again today, right? So in the course of last week, I was having a conversation with someone, and the person was asking me that, okay, what exactly drives me? And it's a question that it is not that I've never thought about it before, but I believe that a lot of times when we are asked that question on the spot, it can be something that is extremely tricky, because when you ask people that what drives them, in fact, I have asked someone before, the person is actually an influencer, and then the person told me that, see, nothing is driving me. Just leave me alone. I just want to make money. Nothing is driving me. It was an Instagram live session, right? So when the person asked me the question, I felt like, okay, because it was on a video call, and when you are on a video call like that, you do not have the entire day to think about what you want to say. But while the person was asking the question and also talking about some other things, I began to put some things down, things that maybe I had never thought about before. Do you get? I don't think I've ever thought about those things before, but the moment the person was asking me, I think it might be because of the context of that particular conversation. I'm not sure, but I think so. But then I began to think about it, that, okay, what exactly drives me? And I thought about it, that I think belief drives me. Now, when I say belief, I mean I actually have a strong belief in myself, of course, in what I know, that if I put my effort into this thing, it's extremely productive. And also, not just belief in myself, I have a strong belief in the industry that I work, which is marketing and sales. I have a strong belief in that industry because I actually think a lot of things can be done in this particular industry, especially because of some experiences that I had when I was younger, and how it has helped form the person that I am today. So when I say I have a strong belief in the industry, you guys know that I had to leave building in its entirety to chase marketing and sales. So if I am comfortable, leaving something that I spent a number of years learning in school to focus on something else entirely, not because at the point when I was looking for jobs, this was the job that I got. I had actually started marketing fully while I was still in school. In fact, there was one of my lecturers that I used to teach a number of things then. So I had started marketing fully while I was still in school. It was not it did not come from the place of I was looking for jobs and I just had to do what I could lay my hands on. I felt like I did what I already knew. Okay, this is something that maybe I will be able to thrive in. But then if you guys do not give us business, there is nothing like being able to thrive in this, but then that is just by the way. So I really do think belief drives me. And also, I think you guys expected me to say this first. The idea of what real money actually means. I think that also drives me, because when you ask people, okay, like I said last week, I do not blame anyone whenever I have a conversation with them and then they tell me that money is one of the things that drive them, because the truth is money drives every single one of us. There's a chance that a lot of us do not even want to do as much work as we are doing if we had access to all the money that we needed in the world. I am currently in a club, and then I think we had a physical session, the first physical session that we had, and then we're asking a question around this particular thing. Yeah, I think the question went in the line of, if you had all the money in the world, what exactly will you be doing? And this is also an extremely tricky question that I do not have a perfect answer to. I really do hope that you guys will have a perfect answer to that question. But then just think about it. If you had all the money in the world and you don't have to work to make money, what exactly will you be doing? I mean, you don't need any more money. There are people that will say that, okay, this money is for my dad, I just want to make mine. But let's assume you already made all the money you can ever need for yourself. And what exactly will you be doing? I think that's a question that you can ask yourself. I have asked myself. I have some answers to that. But then these things are private, so maybe it should be private to you, except if you guys want to share. But then I don't want to say something that make you guys feel like this guy is not really all that. I'm not really all that anyways, but then let's just deceive ourselves that we are all that. Right? So I think that belief drives me definitely. And the idea of what real money can get, because the truth is that what is the essence of a man, especially a man or an ill man on earth, if you do not have access to the things that money can get you? Now, money is not everything, of course, but then money is a lot of things, and it is something that no matter what it is that you want to do, even if you want to push humanity, you want to push your belief in terms of religion, you still need money to do all of those things. No matter the religion that you have a strong belief in, if you want to propagate it, you need a lot of money. So money is a whole lot, even if it is not everything. So that is something that drives me per se, in a way. Am I going out of context? maybe a little bit. Now I'm still going to get to the things that happened in the community over the week. In fact, I have a community goal now. I'm going to share it with you guys. I think I have it written down here so that I'm not going to forget. We have a community goal at the moment in terms of actual numbers that we want to target at least against next year. But when we get there, we are going to go across it. Now, over the course of the week, I believe so much also in developing one's skills, learning and getting better at what you do, and the ways that I actually do that. Sometimes I go around paid courses. A lot of times I have people in this industry that I have a strong belief in the journey that they have, that in their own personal journey, and I try as much as I can to emulate that journey. People like Alex Omozi, I will always mention Alex Omozi. People like Neil Patel, I will always mention Neil Patel. In fact, there's a whole lot of structure around me personally and around the Quicksol as a business that is tailored to the kind of business that each of these guys run. If you study my personal websites, the Quicksol websites, my personal social media pages, you're going to see certain similarities amongst, most especially, these two guys. Because I believe so much in the journey that these guys have had in the past couple of years, and I know that to a large extent, even though the environment is different, marketing is universal. And if these things are done the right way, the result is still going to be the same. It is almost like just saying, let's go traditional now. If you get Gary, cassava flakes as you guys call it, but we call it Gary, and then you want to make a bar, yeah. Now the environment can be different if you want to make a bar in Lagos and if you want to make a bar in Houston or Texas, but then the end goal is still going to be the same if you do the things that you should do the right way. Maybe a bar is too easy. Let's talk about maybe pasta or something. Even if you want to make Chinese pasta, if you are making it in Lagos, the environment is different. If the person that is making it has enough information and enough knowledge, it is going to come out with the same result. Right? So over the week, I was having, while I was, spending the hours that I spent to learn more and get better, I got an idea of branding that is different from the idea that I had about it before. Now, when I say it is different, I mean the explanation is clearer. I'm someone that, whenever we have conversations around these things, because I work in marketing, it is possible that I have maybe a little bit more to say. But then the fact that I was even watching this particular video and the way this person spoke about branding was something that it was different, and then it resonated with me a lot. because he was talking about how branding is just about pairing two things together and expecting a result. So when he says pairing two things together, he was talking about your thing and your ideal customer will always give you a great result, a great outcome. Your thing in the space of your product or the service that you sell, your ideal customer plus your ideal customer will always give you a great result. And he gave examples, because when you are extremely clear about that particular thing that you do, and then you are extremely clear about your ideal customer, and then you are pairing these two things together, you will always get a great result. You will always come up with a great outcome. And that was the entire idea around branding that this guy was talking about. Now, he made mention of so many definitions of branding that most of you must have stumbled on, that even I have stumbled on, that I also use. But then I feel like this thing is just clearer, because when you understand exactly what you are trying to sell, and you understand now, this particular definition is around understanding what you sell, and also around having a clear understanding of who your target audience is, and you'll be able to expect and get great results. And the truth is, especially on the side of businesses, branding only or I think and advertising is only a success when you're able to make more money than you have spent, no matter what it looks like. Because it is possible that you have gotten a more traction, but if the message that you have passed is wrong, it will still come back, to bite you at the back. I don't know how they use that particular word. I really do hope that I am right? So it will still come back to shoot you in the leg. Yeah, something like that. So it is always around, pairing your thing, your ideal customer, and expecting great outcomes. And then over the course of that particular lesson as well, was talking about how you should actually come about your branding, how you should be able to say that, okay, this is one thing that I should be selling, or this is one thing that I should be doing. And then there are three major things. He spoke about pain, he spoke about problem, and then he spoke about profession. Now these three individual things are things that you can break down to have a better understanding of exactly what you want to do. And at the point that I stumbled on that, and then I felt like, okay, I think I might have even selected something unconsciously, because I do not think I have this idea around this branding and advertising up until the point when when this guy mentioned it, right? So when he was talking about pain, the idea around that pain is that it is almost like, say, the way I am a marketer now, and I understand certain problems and challenges that I have experienced as a marketer, and then I have been able to come out of those challenges and those problems, and then I am now selling to other marketers that particular solution. So the idea around it is, you have an industry, just the way I work in marketing, and then you already understand that, okay, people in the hospitality industry, if that is your own industry, this is the kind of problems that they usually face, that you also face yourself, and then you have been able to find a solution to that problem, and you are selling it to others. Now that is the idea around pain points. So your ideal target audience then will be people like you, because you can have the conversation like, this is a similar problem, I've experienced it before, you are currently experiencing it, I don't experience it anymore because I did this and this and this. Now to tell you what this and this and this is, pay me this particular amount of money. It's extremely clear and straightforward. And then for the second one, it's around problem. And then the idea around problem is just looking for a problem around you and finding a solution to it. As simple as that. Looking for a problem around you and finding a solution to it. Probably you have seen that in your area, people struggle to get something, people struggle to do something. It might even be at your place of work. Maybe I have a cousin that I had that, when he was in school, getting pure water to the school, to the hostel, was difficult, because there was a long distance between where they can get the water and where the hostel is. And then he took it upon himself, and then he started to get pure water from that place, take it to the hostel, have a little markup, and then he sells to them and he makes money. And that is the idea around problem. Identify a problem. It does not matter what the problem is. I had someone talking about how Dangote is not passionate about sugar, because he's not passionate about sugar, he's not passionate about cement. Why will he be passionate about cement? Is there any child today that will tell you that my passion is to create cement? But then he knows that people need sugar, he knows that people need cement, and then he has positioned himself to be the solution to that particular problem. And that is the entire concept around this. And then for the third one, which is profession, is knowing that I have this skill and you need this skill, and I'm selling this skill to you, right? So profession is around saying I'm an accountant, and then you need accounting services in your business, and I'm selling accounting to you. You are selling the profession, you are selling the skill. It's like me saying that I am a marketer, we're a remote marketing agency. You have a need for marketing agency, you have a need for marketing. We are selling our service to you. And that is the entire idea. And I feel like, even though I feel like I am more tilting towards the profession side, at least to a large perspective, I'm tilting towards the profession side, at least to make money. On the end of the community, on the end of the pain points is where I think the community comes in. Yeah. On the end of the pain is where I think the community comes in. Because when I tell you guys that, okay, I've been in marketing for a number of years, and to a large extent, I can say that I understand certain things that happen in marketing, I feel like I am not wrong. Yes, I feel like I am not wrong. And that is why we are building this community as well. I will always talk about the community because we are even growing more today. We had another session on Saturday and it was wonderful. It was wonderful. Actually, something happened in our first session 2 weeks ago because we are having the session on Google Meet, and because we were unable to fix the time as well as we should, the meeting locked us out when I still had, I think, 2 pages of the slides left. So the meeting locked us out, and then we just had to send the slides to the community members, and we just had the conversation in the community. But this Saturday, that definitely did not happen, despite the fact that at the point when the community manager and myself, when we were joining the meeting, it was around 5:08. We still did not have anyone joining the meeting, and he was even proposing that we should postpone the meeting. And then I said, see, even if no one out of the over 70 people in the community joins this meeting, I really do not care, because we are still going to have this conversation assuming that there are 70 people behind us. Even though it is not recorded, I think we just created a poll after that particular meeting where people were now saying, okay, let's record the meetings. So I think the decision we are going to have to go with now, because the community members have said that anyways, is that we are going to be recording our Saturday meetings for those, even though personally I wouldn't have done that, so that whenever you miss the meeting, you know that you have actually missed something. Right? But who am I when the community members have already said they want it recorded? So we are going to record it, and we are going to be pushing it out on YouTube as well, so that community members alone for now can have access to it, because that is like the idea, right? So wait, 20 minutes, oh god, yes. So I think I already moved into community, right? At the point when I was writing this down, I really was hoping that I'm going to be able to spend more than 10 minutes, but look at us here again. We are 20 minutes in, 20 minutes stronger. Right? Yeah. So yes, I think we're already talking about the community. So as I was saying, the community is growing a lot more now, and I think we already came up with a goal for the community, especially something that we want to target next year, which I really do hope that we are going to hit. So the idea around what we want to target next year, I already told us the concept of the general community and the vetted member community last week. If you want to have a better understanding of that and you are not a part of the community yet, you can just watch the last video, the Quicksol Diaries, week 1. I think I should move it to week 1 and not episode. Episode looks like it's a comedy series, and this is not a comedy series, except you guys are laughing, even though I know I'm not cracking jokes. Right? So I think I should just move it to the Quicksol Diaries week 2. Of course, if you guys ask us to change the name, I'm always open to that. It is not a monopoly of myself, even though I'm the one behind. Even though I'm the one in front of the camera, not behind the camera. I'm not a photographer. There is no one behind this camera, right? So the particular goal that we have for the community is to get 2,000 marketers by the end of 2025, and have at least 500 that we have fully vetted with our rubric system out of those 2,000. Now, we understand that a lot of people will join the community. Maybe they are not good enough. In fact, that will be the case. They are not good enough to be vetted yet. But the idea around it is that if we have 2,000 community members, 500 should be good enough, especially because of the things that we already have in place for the community. So 500 should definitely be good enough. I'm not going to remove these glasses today. Definitely not. Right? So, like I said, we already have community goal of 2,000 marketers, 500 vetted members. It is not a lot, because I know that even in Nigeria, we have about 2,000 marketers, and why not? Besides, if it is not challenging, then it is not a goal. I was going to say don't leave me, but then I'm not going to say that. But then really, if it is not challenging, then it is not a goal that is worthy of chase. Because if everything that you are chasing is within your reach, then you are not really chasing it. You are not. It is more like saying someone that is 6'7" tall, and then you are asking, and then you are putting something on a ceiling fan, and then this person is 6'2", 6'3", 6'4" tall, and it is not challenging for them. But then it becomes challenging when the person is 5'1" or 5'2", because the person now has to look for something to climb, and then it becomes a goal for that person. So if it is not challenging, it is not worthy to be called a goal. And that is why, even though I think 2000 is not really challenging, we can work with that, right? We can work with that. Even though I don't intend to run hards, but maybe we will eventually run hards, but maybe we will not run hards. If the community members get come in organically, of course, the numbers that we have at the moment has been purely organic. So maybe, you know, we are marketers. If the marketers also promote the community, maybe we'll even hit that figure in the second quarter or the first quarter of next year, right? So yes, that is the goal for the community. There are goals for the business. There are goals that I have for myself personally. And then I told myself that I actually have a figure that I'm not going to mention because it's a personal goal. It's a personal goal, but you know, my personal goal is not something that can be totally exempted from the business and the community, because these things can always rub over each other. So even the goal for the community, the goal for the business, they are also my personal goals, even though I have other personal goals that I will definitely not share with you guys. Even if you guys will pay me, I will definitely share it. But right on this spot, I don't think I don't think I want to do that, right? So yeah. So I have personal goals because I feel like whenever we are getting to the end of the year, a lot of, especially on the 31st, and you know, the rush around, let me set my goals for the year, let me hit these figures for the year, I really do think we should not be waiting for the beginning of the year, the beginning of the week, you know, a round figure thingy before we can start, because the idea around waiting for a round figure thing is the idea around waiting for a round figure is an excuse. If you ask me, it's a very big excuse, because why not start right now? I saw a video where someone was saying you don't have to wait until 9 a.m. You can always start at 5:47 p.m. Yes, because I could have said this Quicksol Diaries I'm going to start by January, and it is going to be my goal for next year. But then this is the second week, and you know, the things that I have experienced in the last 1 week, I wouldn't have experienced it if I decided to start next week, right? So that is more like the idea, especially when it comes to goal setting. We could have said the community we are going to kick off by January, and we kicked off about a month ago. So some of the goals that I'm even saying I have for next year, I am including December into actually preparing and, you know, getting myself ready for the outreach that I will need to make. Now, even if I'm setting this goal by January, maybe I will still definitely need that time, you know, to be able to get the things that I am going to need ready. So it is not like I am particularly waiting, and you should not wait as well. I feel like waiting is why most of the time we do not hit those goals, or we do not achieve those figures, because at the end of the day, because at the point when we are moving from the 31st of December to the 1st of January, it is just the way we moved from, you know, the 28th of February to the 29th of February, if it's a leap year. Yes, if it's a leap year. Or the same way we move from the 28th of June to the 29th of June. There is no real difference. The only thing that changes is, in this case, the 4 behind the 2024 is going to change to 5. And life goes on. Except for those that, you know, their rent is going to be due, and then they have to pay rent, children have to go back to school, all of those things. But the truth is, nothing really changes. So there is no point waiting until January before you... I'm not talking about setting the goals. Before you actually begin to implement the things that you have to do to get to those goals, right? You need to begin to implement all of those things, even starting from December, starting from tomorrow, because it does not really matter when you are seeing this video. Starting from tomorrow. If you do not have the goals set yet, you can begin to set the goals now, and you know, you will definitely move forward a particular step, because the truth is, most of the time the step is not clear until you take the first step. I mean, the flight is not clear until you put your leg on the first is it razor? It has been so long that I left construction. I can't remember what we call step anymore. But then I'm so sorry about that. Right. So I'm just trying to tell us here that whenever it comes to us setting goals, there is no point waiting. You can set the goal and begin to work on it instantly. In fact, that is what it should look like. Because at the point when you are saying I'm going to start tomorrow, you're already procrastinating. And anything that makes you procrastinate, there's a chance that you are not going to be able to do it. Oh, and yes, I went for a show on Saturday that I said I was going to talk about. It was a show, it was a beautiful Nubia show, and it was wonderful. You probably do not like beautiful Nubia. I love beautiful Nubia a lot, and you know the way you guys will talk about your 30 BG or FC, I don't know what you guys call it. I don't listen to hip hop anymore, by the way. Is the same way, but not as obsessive as a lot of these guys take it. But then I also love beautiful Nubia a lot. I actually had to travel to attend the show, and it was really worth it. I enjoyed it so much. And it is something that I need because I spend a lot of time in the house working. I just you know, go through my entire daily routine, work, exercise, eat. That's majorly what I do. But then, like I said, you know, I go out once in a while for some games, and you know, that particular kind of show, and it was really worth it. I really do believe at the moment, right on this spot, that beautiful Nubia is the only person that I can pay for his show. Right on this spot, anything can happen tomorrow, so it is what it is. I think I'm done with the things that I said we were going to talk about today. I just took 31 minutes. Although it is going to come down, we are going to cut it down a little. So it is not at the point when you are saying this video is not 31 minutes. So thank you very much once again, guys, for spending a piece of your life with me, because the time that you have spent watching this video, you cannot get it back. I really just hope that you've been able to pick some value out of this video. So thank you very much for spending a piece of your life with me, you know, to listen to what I have to say, even though I'm not all that, or maybe I'm all that too. Some people, but maybe I'm not all that. But then, thank you very much, guys. I really do hope this is valuable, and you know, from the feedback that I'm also going to be getting after this video is going to motivate me to, you know, to do more, because I also want to do this next week. I want to do this the week after, except if I want to go on a December break, which might not be feasible, which is probably not feasible because I'm not going on a vacation, except I actually do. Right, so if you really think this is valuable, you should actually, you know, follow and, you know, click on the how do they actually say it, follow and click on the notification button. Yes, so that whenever I'm dropping videos like this, you're going to be notified, and I do not have to, you know, pull your hairs from LinkedIn, pull your hairs from my newsletter, pull your hairs from any other social media handle before you have access to this. So once again, I want to say thank you very much, guys, for giving me this time. I believe this particular weekly series has a better structure now because I've actually worked on an intro. So if you are seeing this, you probably saw an intro beforehand, but then I've worked on that intro, but then I'm yet to voice the intro.